All right, let me greet everybody once again. We are about to start. Thank you for being on time, for participation, and let's enjoy this webinar together. So good morning, dear friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or wherever in the world you are. I wish you to have a good time. We are happy to welcome you at our webinar dedicated to retail. Today, you will have a great opportunity to get acquainted with the new modules developed by Eocortex before they are released in the new version of the software. Moreover, after the webinar, you will be able to obtain these modules and offer the solutions to your clients ahead of your competitors. So stay with us until the end of the webinar. Let's have a look at the agenda. Today, we will talk about three main issues that retail industry faces and how Eocortex video analytics help to solve these issues. So these issues are shoplifting, inefficient store operation, and deterioration of customer loyalty. Let me introduce myself. My name is Natalia, and I am an international sales manager at Eocortex. Also, I would like to introduce my colleague Ilya, our pre-sale engineer, who will join the webinar to showcase the features and their use. You already know Ilya by various technical webinars and demos where he showed our product's operation. So let us start. To make this webinar even more interactive, you are welcome to ask your questions and discuss your ideas right here in the chat during our session, and my colleagues will help you with the answers. It will help us to improve our software and to make it even more efficient. Retail has a very long history. Since the onset of trade, people have been exchanging goods and services. The first form of retail was trading on the marketplaces. Today, the total volume of the world retail trade amounts to 26 trillion of US dollars. The contribution of such retailers as IKEA, Boss, Renault to the world economy is huge, and all of them put trust in Eocortex. The major retail chains are growing because they keep up with the times, updating and modernizing their equipment. And it is obvious that no upgrade of a retail chain is possible without intelligent video surveillance. Namely, it is the CCTV that allows to save on payroll, reduce general costs, minimize losses due to theft, and increase profit. Let us talk about that in detail. Please make yourselves comfortable and let's take a closer look at challenges in retail. Retail is a dynamic and constantly evolving industry. 40% of the total number of stores worldwide belong to the outlet chains that generate a huge amount of data. The chains face some particular challenges that can be divided into three groups, as you can see. Shoplifting, inefficient use of stores' resources, and failure to create a pool of regular customers. Let's now talk about each of them in detail. The first set of problems is shoplifting. Its scale is so large that the supermarkets lose up to 2% of their revenue due to shoplifting. The thieves can be not only visitors but also employees of the stores. The stolen amount may equal up to several thousand of euros. It is not possible to solve this issue using human resources only. And that's where video analytics can come to our aid. The first task that we're going to discuss is tracking a thief using the Suspect Search module by Eocortex. When a security guard detects a loss of product in a store, what can they do? It could be that the product was stolen a long time ago and the thief already left. Or maybe the thief is still there. To identify a shoplifter, the Suspect Search module can be used. Using the Search in the Archive feature, the store employee finds the moment of the theft. Then, by specifying distinguishing characteristics, for example, the color of clothes or hair, he looks for the suspect in the archive. Now the guard can have the frames with the moment of shoplifting and the personal appearance of the thief. This module can be combined together with face detection to obtain a face of the criminal for their subsequent recognition. As a result, the security guard will be able to apprehend the thief at the scene or pass the data to the police if shoplifting happened a while ago. Let's see one of the real cases that happened in Belgium, where more than 30 stores and shopping centers use Eocortex video surveillance. One of them is a Belgian do-it-yourself store called Shoplifting that operates a video surveillance system of 90 IP cameras. In the fall of 2018, the Eocortex CCTV helped the security department of the store to find a thief. When the theft was detected, the employees turned to the archived videos. Using the interactive search, they found the thief, tracked his movements, and the face detection module showed them his face. Then, with the help of a third-party software, the employees of the store found him on Facebook, sent him a private message, asking to return the stolen merchandise. The thief agreed, brought the goods back, and apologized. And it is just one of the examples of solving crime and recovering stolen goods with the help of the Intelligent Modules by Eocortex. But how to prevent a known criminal from stealing again? Here comes our new module with face recognition. Now we're going to demonstrate you the new module developed by Eocortex and its range of features. In the retail industry, it is one of the means to fight shoplifting. Let me point out that this module will be available with the next version 2.8 that will be released at the end of September. But today, we give you the chance to make a pre-order even before the official release of the new version. So let's have a look at it. The new face recognition module has three options, as you can see. They are light, complete, and unique visitor counting. The fourth column in the table is the combination of complete and unique visitor counting module in one. If you look at the comparison table, you notice that one of the advantages of the new module is the usage of GPU resources, meaning that your customer will be able to significantly save server capacities. To get a detailed technical specification, please contact your account manager at Eocortex, and we are happy to send you and provide you all the information. The light version of the module is intended for solving access control tasks. You will be able to create a database of up to 500 people and assign different levels of access to them. The module recognizes faces instantly and without mistakes. But for its good operation, you can only have one face in the frame. To solve the task of multiple faces recognition, the complete version was developed. At the same time, it helps to fight the repeated shoplifting episodes. You can create a database and the module recognizes faces almost in any conditions and at more angles, including in the dense stream of people. A little bit later, Ilya will show you how the module works. The third version of the module is unique visitor counting. It is a one-of-a-kind solution that counts the unique visitors. Stay with us and you will see the demonstration of its operation in the next part of the webinar. As you already know, the face recognition module was present in our line of products before, but now it comes with significant improvements, so let's have a look and compare. We have increased the accuracy and the speed of recognition and optimized the technical requirements of the module. In order to enable the module to solve a wider variety of tasks, we have added the recognition of faces in the crowd and determination of sex and age. More features, more capabilities. Let us see how the new set of features helps to fight shoplifting. This module allows you to create a database of faces where you can include the photos of unwanted visitors. Every time a face of such a person appears in the frame, Eocortex will send an alarm notification. The security guard will be able to respond promptly and apprehend the wrongdoer. Moreover, it will be possible to download the reports with the videos and other data related to the time when the criminals were in the store and pass it to the police for subsequent investigation. You can set the receipt of the notifications via any channels convenient for you, as you can see. It can be email message, notification on operator's monitor, messenger, push notification on your mobile application, or texts. Thus, a shoplifter will not go undetected. Now I suggest that Ilya demonstrates the features of the module and you will show it in function.
Hello again. So let me check the sound and the video. So do you hear me and do you see the screen? Great. So now I'm gonna show you our new face recognition module, face recognition complete, because it has much more functions than our previous basic version. So if we are talking about the light version, then it's just a new algorithm for the same functionality. So the one of the most changes for the light version, face recognition light, is that you can use this module not only on the CPU but on the GPU as well. So you can reduce the load on the CPU by using the GPU. Okay. Nice to hear that Javier is also here. So let's take a look at our new module. So here you can see that the interface is pretty the same. So we can see the real-time video and the list of recognized persons. So let's go forward and take a look on our new reports. Here is our new mode for the reports. You can see here that there was a redesign of this function, and we also can see here some new functions. For example, the information about the gender and age is also available here, and according to your question about the accuracy about the gender recognition is very high, so the number of false gender recognitions is very low. And as for the age recognition, it's very sensitive for the image quality, so there are some not very accurate recognitions about the age, but we're still developing this module, so it will be better in the future. So let's take a look about how we can configure our accounts in the database. So we can select this person and then edit it in the database. Here is a list of users, and we can see here that we can use not only the images that were detected by the module, but we can upload a new images just by getting the image from the Facebook, Instagram, or so on. So we just need to find a person that we want to add. So for example, let's add this girl again. So we just want to find her, add it in the database. Let's get again. So we can use the image from the archive, or we can upload a new image. So we select the person, for example him, and we can replace this photo with another one. So we just open the folder and get the photo of this person. So we upload it, use this zone, and then the module makes an image of this person, and when it's ready we see the info that face was found. So then we just confirm, we see that this photo was added here, we just refresh the database, and now we can see that this person is already recognizing by using this uploaded photo. Then another important function that was announced during this webinar is search in the archive. So we can search for the concrete person again by using the photo from some social networks like Facebook. So we just add a photo. For example, we want to search for this person. We again use this area where the face is placed. We apply it, refresh the search, and here we can see all the faces with this person. So we can see already that this person is in interception list. So we can get the image from the police. For example, this person is a suspect one, and we want to confirm has this person already visited this mall before, and has he done something wrong about the goods, stole something, or so on. So we can use the image by uploading it, or we can just use some face that was detected. So we just click find, refresh again, and see all the results of this person from the archive. Then, as Natalia already told you, we can configure the real-time notifications from this module, for example, in messengers. So how can we do that? Let me start the screen sharing of my mobile phone. So here is my phone. We can see a new notification. Let's open it. So here I configured the real-time notification from the face recognition module and add this person from the database. So here we can see the real-time image with this person, the name of the system, system 9, name of the camera, camera complete, and the message alarm. So we can open this image, enlarge it, to be absolutely sure that this is the concrete person that we're searching for. Also, this new module is working on the GPU and allows us to use the neural network for the recognition, and that increases the accuracy of the recognition and the number of faces that can be recognized at the same time. So we checked the recognition of several faces at the same time, and the recognition about we received the recognition about 10 faces in a second. So it's about 30 faces in 3 seconds and so on. So the recognition speed is pretty high. Sure, we can integrate this function with the access control. So we can integrate the light version and the complete version for the access control as well, so without any issues. But I think that's all about the new face recognition module. So Natalia, please continue your part, and I'll get back a little bit later with our other modules.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you for this demonstration. That was really exciting. So let's continue talking about our challenges in retail. And let's get back to Eocortex modules that help you to improve security in the store. Do you have any idea how inventive can be those who aim to steal? The people who work directly with end users in retail are sure to have many such stories. And we will now tell you how to prevent breaking in using the tracking and sabotage detection modules. Let me show you another case of our client and how they solved their problem. There are various ways to enter the store's premises illegally, not only through the door. In our client's case, the thieves were stealing consumer electronic devices through the roof of the store. It was critical to find a solution to stop the stealing, because each episode was doing damage for more than 50,000 euros. To solve the problem, the integrator decided to use the tracking and sabotage detection modules. They work like this. The tracking module detects the presence of a foreign object in the mentioned area. As soon as the object crosses the preset borderline, a security person receives a message with the frame of the intrusion attached. The sabotage detection module ensures that a camera is operable and able to register the required evidence of the break-in. As a result, the store owner safeguards the property and minimizes loss due to theft. This is exactly what happened in MediaMarkt. The tracking module, integrated with thermal cameras, detected the presence of the thieves on the roof, preventing one more theft and saving the store's money. Here you can see the functional that helps to prevent intrusion that I just described in the previous case. The first three functions are provided by tracking module, which sends notification when the object crosses the control line or an object moves in the detected area or when the object remains there for a long time. The next points refer to the sabotage detection module, which identifies issues with camera. Let's move on and talk about the second challenge that retail faces. The next problem is the inefficient use of the store's resources, resulting in loss of profit. Only 30% of stores' visitors are converted into buyers. In different countries, this percentage may be larger or smaller, but the main point is the same. Visitors leave a store without making a purchase. The main aim of a store owner is to increase profit. According to statistics, the 2% increase in conversion results in a 20% boost in revenue. You can review the mathematical calculation in detail, but the economic benefit for your customer is quite apparent. In order to stimulate growth of sales, Eocortex offers the following solution. Now let's talk about this module, Unique Visitor Counting by Eocortex. You can include this module in the project design and buy it even before the official release of 2.8 version. The materials that you will see now are for internal use only and for the participants of our webinar. Earlier, Eocortex suggested to use the people counting module for calculating conversion, but it led to errors since this module could count the same person who passed the camera several times. Now we have a solution to this issue, the Unique Visitor Counting module. The module performs counting of unique visitors detected by camera. A client compares the number of visitors to the number of purchases and gets the conversion ratio. Using this data, the client can start the internal audit of the store to identify issues. Since the module counts only the unique visitors, you will know the accurate conversion from visitors to buyers. Moreover, the module creates a demographic profile of the customers, collecting data regarding their gender and age. On this slide, you see the example of calculating shop earnings. Your customer will be able to predict it using the data regarding the number of visitors and conversion. And now Ilya will show us how the module works on a real-life facility.
So here we are again. Here is the interface of this new module. As you can see here, it is very similar with the face recognition module, but we don't see any info about the names of the person that were recognized, because it's not so necessary as for the face recognition. We only see the detected faces. The most interesting thing about this module is that we can see here the faces if we need, we can add some of them to the database as for the face recognition module, and that allows us to know which of these persons are the crew of this mall, for example, and not to count them every day. Let's take a look on the reports of this module. So here is the interface of the face detection module. So we can see the faces that were detected, the gender, and the age of the persons. Then let's take a look on the unique visitor counting, because it's most interesting for us. So here we configure the date for the report. Let's imagine that this camera was placed in a new store, and we started to recognize new faces, new customers that were visiting this store. So it's loading. We can see here the number of visitors for the concrete days and hours. And here is the info about the total number of visitors and number of unique visitors. As we used the virtual camera with the video file that was recorded and then repeated again and again. So when we just started the module, there were lots of unique visitors, about 146, and then when the same persons were recognized by the module, the number of unique visitors was decreasing, and then it's became minimal. So now all the customers are known, and we understand that these customers are not unique, and we understand that they were visiting our store before. We can also understand not only the info about the number of visitors, but also the specification and the statistics about the age. So we can see a diagram for the groups for the age, so 18 and younger, and so on. So the percentage of them, and the percentage for the gender. We can also add some filters when we build a report. So, for example, exclude members of some groups, for example, staff, if we don't want to count them, as it in most situations. For the some age groups, if we want to understand how many people were visiting our mall with the concrete age, if we want to catch a focus age, for example, a focus group of customers and a group of with the gender. So here is the interface of our new module, unique customers counting, and this is the view of the reports. Natalia, please continue.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you for joining us again, and we'll see you again for the further modules. So let us go on. Once you learn the conversion ratio, the client will need to take measures to increase it. The planogram of goods in the store is one of the factors directly influencing the purchasing decisions. And here the heat map module is able to help us with the task of increasing profit by optimizing the planogram. Using heat map, the client will be able to obtain the most popular customer routes in the store. It is possible to put different trade prices for merchandise in accordance with the popularity of the route among customers. Also, the owner can optimize the planogram, facilitating the access of the customers to the goods. This slide illustrates the module's operation. You can get a demo for testing this module in a real object. Let us move on and let's talk about the next challenge in retail. It is a well-known fact that the returning customers bring the most profit to a store. To keep returning, a customer must be satisfied. One of the main parameters influencing customer satisfaction is the availability of the desired goods and the lack of queues. According to studies, the retail out-of-stock stores lose around 4% of profits due to the issues with the above. Eocortex offers a solution to increase profit by boosting customers' loyalty. In version 2.7, a new module called Shelf Fullness Check became available to our customers. Let us look at it in more detail. This module was introduced into the basic version of the software in response to the high demand among the customers. The stores lose around 4% of their revenue when customers cannot find the needed goods on the shelves. It results in the reduction of average spend and the increase of discontent. The Shelf Fullness Check module solves the problem of the absence of goods on the shelves. When the percentage of shelf fullness drops below the threshold level, the client receives a corresponding notification. It permits to replenish the supplies in time and cope with the demand of the customers. A report generated by the module shows the time when the demand is at its highest level. And I'd like to show you another case. It happened in Billa chain of stores, where the merchandisers were failing to control the fullness of the shelves and the quality of planograms, especially during the sales promotions. As a result, the store was losing money and video analytics came to their aid. They installed one camera for each group of goods and set the threshold value. Thus, when the shelf was getting empty, the employee of the store knew what goods were lacking and on which shelf. It expedited the filling of the shelf. This module doesn't work with the existing cameras that are directed at the shop floor. There are special requirements for camera positioning, which means that you will be able to sell more cameras for a project. The next solution, aimed at increasing the profit of a store, is the people counting in queue module. Let us go through its features. According to the studies, around 70% of the customers leave the store without making a purchase if there are queues. It obviously leads to the decrease in sales. Using the people counting in queue module allows opening new checkouts customers at peak times. The store's employees can set the threshold value of people waiting in line themselves. When the threshold is reached, Eocortex sends a notification so that the store personnel open more checkouts. On this slide, you can see how this module operates. And now Ilya will showcase the described modules for you, and you can ask him questions related to the setup and the use of these intelligent modules. Ilya?
Yes, I'm here again. So here are our two new modules, counting in the queue and shelf fullness check. First of all, let's take a look on the counting in the queue module. This module uses the neural network to understand that these objects in the area are real people. So we can build a zone where we want to count people. We configure the number of people that is okay for this concrete queue. So for example, the maximal allowed number of people is 3, and if the number of people in the queue is higher than 3, then we want to get an immediate notification. We can go to the reports, check the people counting in the queue, select the camera, and we can see how many people were in the queue for different periods. So let's change the period. And here we can see that mostly this cashier is overloaded because the number of people in the queue is 5 or sometimes even 6. And we understand that this cashier is working not very effectively, and we need to open a new cashier to decrease, to reduce the load on this concrete employer and increase the level of our service for the customers. Then shelf fullness check. So this module analyzes the image and compares the real-time image with the saved default image that is used for the usual condition when everything is fine. So now we see that the fullness is about 40% for this shelf. We see that the fullness isn't uploading when there is motion in this area. So we need to wait when the motion in this area will stop, and then the percentage will upload. Let's again take a look on the reports for this module. So we select the camera, select the period, build, and we see the number of minutes in this hour when the fullness of the shelf was lower than 40%. So for example, during 4 p.m. The shelf was empty in total for 18 minutes. So in 16:10 it was empty for 1 minute, then another moment for 1 minute, and so on. So the total time of empty for this shelf was 18 minutes for this hour, and so on. So now we can see the statistic for the whole day when the shelf was empty, and also we can set the immediate notifications in messengers or push notifications in mobile app to understand when the shelf get empty or the number of people in the queue is too high. So I think that that's all about the demonstration. So now you can see that the shelf is totally empty. So now 0%. And I think, yeah, that's all about the demo. So please, Natalia, continue your part.
Thank you very much, Ilya. Thank you for your demonstration. With it, everything becomes so much more clear. So let's continue. And we are passing and approaching the most exciting part of our webinar: how to purchase the new module before it is officially released. So you just have to share the details of the project where you plan to use the module with your manager. And you can send the details to your manager directly or use the project registration form. After that, the manager will contact you and give you the prices calculated specifically for your project. Then you will get the instructions for installing, testing, and operating the module. You will obtain the licenses for tests on a real live facility. Everything is easy. All that is needed is a project where you could use this new solution. So let me summarize today's webinar. We have touched upon the issues frequently encountered in retail industry and discussed Eocortex modules that help to solve these issues. As you remember, we spoke about tracking, suspect search, face recognition, sabotage detection, unique visitor counting heat map, shelf fullness check, and people counting in queue. These are the numerous analytic modules that Eocortex provides for retail. If you have any projects or requests regarding retail, please contact your account manager and we'll be glad to assist. Once again, I would like to remind you that today we had exciting and very vivid demonstration of all the modules by Ilya. So thank you, Ilya, once again. And now I will drop a quick questionnaire for you here, and I kindly ask you to fill it in. It will take a couple of minutes, and I would appreciate your feedback. So you can answer these two questions right here in this form. It would be really helpful. I hope that you had time to answer these two questions. Please confirm in the chat. So our webinar has ended. Thank you all for participation. And thank you for your feedback. Thank you for being active in chat, for asking your questions. It's our pleasure to work with you, to be your partners, and to help to make retail even more secure and efficient. Thank you once again and have a good day. And of course, everybody will receive the recording of this webinar. Thank you and goodbye.